Hi, you guys. It's Lisa. I'm back. I haven't felt like I've been back for weeks. I've been doing that mixed media series that we started step by step, and we've worked the last 5 weeks on our mixed media pieces. And if you missed that, just check it out in my YouTube videos, and you'll see step 1 through step 5. They're all there. It was great fun, and if you did follow along, I hope you liked it. And we got to do something different today. I have lots and lots of things on my desk, and some are new and some are not. Now, this is not. This is something I've had in my stash for several weeks, maybe even months. And you know how that goes. You buy something, you absolutely love it, and you stick it away, and it's like, oh, I got to get to that. Okay, so what this is, my botanical garden, and it's by Studio Light, and I'll find it, and I'll link it below. These are punch out 3D elements for cards. I'll just open, excuse me, open up the package here so that you can see what I'm talking about. These you punch out and then you layer them to create 3D elements. They are super cool. And in this pack, I got this at Let's Create, and like I said, I'll find it and link it below for you if I can. There are 8 designer papers. There are 24 images, and each image has several different parts to them. So you can see here, it's got the flowers, and we're going to do this one together, this big flower thing here. I'll just flip through what I have left, and then I will show you all the cards I made and how I put them all together. So there's this piece here. There's here with birds and all of these flowers. This is so great for summertime creating. I'm so glad I dug it out of my stash. Look at these great ones. Butterflies in jars. How adorable. All kinds of butterflies and florals. And I'm sure hummingbirds on this one, I'm sure that's why they called it Botanical Garden. Oh, my botanic garden. I apologize. I did save the other page here. On the back, it shows all the different pattern papers that you got also. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and yep, 8 designer papers. So I cut these down. I cut them down so that I would have my card bases. Okay, so I made them 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so I did that when I got my kit. I pulled all my papers apart, and then I went through my different images and picked out the ones that I liked the most. Obviously, these are super wonderful, but I haven't used them yet. We're going to do this one together, so hang on. Here are a few of the final projects of cards. So here is my pattern paper that I got out of the kit, of course. I put together this image. Look at all of those layers. How cool. And then for the sentiment, I used, of course, some of my favorites. I have Chit Chat by Tim Holtz Ideology, Small Talk by Tim Holtz Ideology, and these clippings sticker book by Tim Holtz Ideology. And I will link these below. These are so great if you don't know what you want for sentiments. You can cut them apart. You can use them whole. These are just words, so you make up your own sentiments, but I absolutely love these, and I use them a lot. As you can see, it looks like I need to purchase a few more sets. So we're going to use those while we put that one together. But I wanted to show you the different cards that I had. No beauty shines brighter than that of a good heart is what is on here. This one, beautiful. Look at that image. Oh my gosh. Wishing you all you're wishing for. And I just looked on that pattern paper, put it on a card base. Now I did edge everything with, of course, my distress vintage photo, and we will go ahead and make some. I just wanted to show you how far I got on all of these others. Look at this one with bird's nests and a little bird and a feather. I just need to put my sentiment there. This one is super adorable. It's got a little notebook and a quill pen, butterflies, some botanicals underneath, layered on that pattern paper. Love it. Look at those layers, huh? They're so, so neat. This one has a whole bunch of stacked clay pots, and it says potting shed, and I just put it on, again, some of that cool pattern paper that came in the kit. And the price on this kit, I was just looking at while I was showing it to you, for all these cards that you make, it is very affordable. The price that I have on here is $5.50. And I'll find out if I can find it online and see how much it is. But here's a really neat butterfly one with an eyeglass. And I just need to put sentiments on these and they'll be complete. Look at that beautiful flower. And then the bud there. Oh, I can't wait to finish these. I'm going to give some to my friend tonight. She's going to help me with my very first workshop, hands-on, in front of humans, since February of 2019. Can you believe that? I am so excited about going tonight. I'm probably going to go like 2 hours early just to hang out with the ladies that are going to create. I'm so very excited about tonight. Okay, here's another one. Sorry, I didn't mean to get off track, but look at all those layers. All those layers. Look at this one. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Who would not want to get one of these cards? Another beautiful butterfly one. It's got a branch there and another butterfly. The background paper I picked out was butterfly paper. Okay, so let's create one. I've got all these cutout papers here. And we'll just go ahead and I'm going to zoom you in a little bit so that we can see it a little bit better up close. I went the wrong way there. Okay, I think they should be good. I'm looking at getting a new camera. I'm kind of excited. Okay, so we're going to choose this one. And I'm going to put all these aside. I'm going to carefully punch these out. Now, I did all of these, all of my samples, while I was sitting watching some silly TV. I just had a box in front of me. I had my lap board, if you know what that is. It's kind of like a writing desk you can put on your lap, and then you can do all of your different creating with that, and it gives you a sturdy base. You just carefully punch out, trying not to rip them. It's so much easier when you don't have to have it on camera. But I'm getting all the pieces together and lay them out. This one is kind of a bigger piece. I don't want to rip that, so I'm being very careful. This one's got a real big piece to it. Okay. And we'll do one together, and then I'll show you pictures at the end of the finished product. Now here's a little tiny piece up here. And then on these sheets, as you'll see, there are a few little bonus things that you get. I just put those aside in a little envelope, and when I'm done doing all of my cards, I'll just randomly stick them around on the cards so that they're used up. So I've got all of the pieces out for this one. And the things that I like to use are my adhesives, and these are scrapbook adhesives. I've got white, and I've got black and white. This one is a different color, black, and then these are white, obviously. These are just a bigger size, and I'll link some of these also. This has got a different thickness. You know what I'm talking about. These are just pop-ups. This one's really, really tiny for tiny, tiny detailed ones, and then I have white ones also. All right, so let's get started. Now, how I like to start, I'm just going to put this piece of light blue paper under my work surface here so you don't have a glare. I start with my big piece, and I'm going to start with my vintage photo distress ink, and this is how I do it. This is not how you have to do it, and with all of my videos you understand that. I just like to edge the outside. It gives it a bit of depth and dimension to the element. And also, if you see those little paper ridges on there, it will color those in and knock them back, so you don't have to go around and cut all of those off. Once you have it all together, you will not see it, and then you don't see all those white edges. So I just go ahead and do that. And I'll do that to all of my pieces. And just quick and easy. And that's what I did as I was watching some silly TV. I don't watch a lot of TV, but once in a while you just got to get out of your craft room or your studio, and you just got to see what's going on in the world. Mostly what I watch, if my husband is around, is the news. Unfortunately, it's usually bad news, but you have to know what's going on in the world, right? All right, so I'm going to ink those, and I'm probably not doing it as precisely as you would if you weren't on camera. I'm just trying to get in all those little nooks and crannies. And it doesn't take a lot of ink. I would say less is more for this, because you don't want them to be really dark brown. You just want to make a little vintage there, you know, create that little shadow, so when you stack them together, they are going to be all nice and neat, and the edges will be dark for you. Okay, a couple more here and we'll be done. We'll assemble it. We'll put it on the card base. I'll show you how I do the stickers, and the rest is up to you. I really like this kit. This is something really fun that you could take with on maybe a vacation. You could probably do it on the plane if you had enough room. I mean, you've got that little tray table, and if you punched them all out, maybe put them in, if you had a piece of press and seal, you could stick them all together on the press and seal. That would be a good idea. And then you wouldn't lose any of them. I'm looking around my craft room for my press and seal to show you what I'm talking about, but I don't see it. It's probably in the kitchen. But I'll link it below for you. It's a kitchen product, and it's got a sticky side, and then it's removable. So I've got those all on there. I'm going to give my hands a little wipe because I've got that Distress ink on there, and I don't want to get it all over my card base. Just got a little water here. Okay. And then I've got my card bases, and I cut these by the hundreds. I get a big ream of paper, and I cut them all and fold them all, and I have them always on hand so I don't have to do it as I'm creating. It's too much of a pain. So I always have those for us to work with. Now I'm going to pick out one of these cool backgrounds, and this one I don't think is going to need a whole lot of background because there's a lot going on there. I think this one is real pretty, and I'm going to do that just so we don't have to think too much about it. This one's kind of neat too. It's got that bottom portion. I'm going to go with the first choice that I had here, and I'm going to put the whole piece together first. I'm going to adhere this to my card panel, and I use this Kokuo dot liner, and I will link that for you also. I put my card bases together like this. I stand them up tall so that the top edge is all nice. I make sure the edges are good. If they're not, I trim them with my great big Fisker scissors. I love these scissors. They're called Amplify, and I'll try and link that too. Now, if I forget to link something, you just let me know, and I will get that to you. I read my comments all the time, so I'm usually pretty up to date with them. As you can see on my videos, they all say 100%. That means that I respond to my subscribers 100% of the time. I like comments, and I don't mind sharing all of the different things that I use with you. And if you click on the links and you purchase, I get a tiny percentage of the product from the company. Okay, so I went around that edge of the paper with my Distress ink. I like to do that because, again, it just ties it all together. See how nice that looks? It looks so much nicer than if you just had it plain, don't you think? So much nicer. Okay, so I'm going to put this together, and first I'm going to go with the big piece, and you can see how they go together. This one will go first, and put this in the middle so you can see. First I'm going to use some big ones here, and they really go together quite quickly. Now I could put a big one there, or I could cut some of the other ones down. Now here's where you use the smaller ones, and it's up to you how many you want to use. You know, if you're like me, I use kind of a lot. I don't want them falling apart, and then I check to make sure you can't see any of it from the background. Now I'm going to pull off those tabs. I usually use my this poker tool, so you pull those off, or if you have one of those blade pens, I usually use that. But right now, like I said, my desk is kind of a mess, which means that I've been creating a lot, and that's fine. I like to take sometimes the weekend, if I've got a whole weekend that I know I'm going to be alone, I like to take that to go ahead and clean up all my area, maybe reorganize, and get remotivated for the upcoming week. That's always so much fun for me. And that may be this weekend. Okay, so you go ahead and you kind of line it up. Now, if you do it a little bit off center, that's fine too, because then you even have more depth and dimension. Can you see there? I have a tiny little bit off center so that you can see the background popping through. Okay, so now I think I'm going to use this one. And I'm just trying to look and see where it would go. It goes over here. Can you see that? It's just like working with puzzles. And I love puzzles and games and things like that. Now this one, I'm going to cut my square in half because I have this little area here. And I'm going to peel off those backings. And like I said, this would be great for a little vacation because you'd have all of your elements right with you. You'd end up having all of these great cards that you would be finished with when you got back. See, now I'm lining that little white dot up with that little white dot so that I know it goes that way. And I'm going to use a big one because it fits perfectly. And I'm going to line that up. And this one I do want to put off a little off center because I like how that looks. Then this one I see goes here. Again, I can use a big one. Yeah, these are great fun. And there's all different kinds of name brands of them. And maybe I'll link a bunch of different kinds that look cool to me. But like I said, this is something that I got from Let's Create in Wisconsin Rapids. I offset that one a little bit too, huh? That's neat. And here is one more. I'm going to use a big one. And I've had them for a little bit now, so I'm not sure if she has them, but you definitely, I could leave the number and information, and we definitely could call and find out if she did. Now this little tiny little piece, it's so tiny, can you see it, is a little leaf, stem leaf down here. Now I'm going to use these really small ones. And I got those at Let's Create also. Just going to put them down there, and I'm going to be very careful because they are so tiny. And pull those off. Get this out of the way. Look at how neat that is. Oh, look at all that dimension. Oh, cool, huh? Okay, so I'm sticking it down, making sure everything's a good stick. I'm going to put adhesive on the back, being careful so I don't rip it apart. And I like it down in this area because I'm thinking my sentiment will be up here on this area. So let's see what I can dig out from my sentiments. I just pulled that up from with my finger there. And I'm going to try this small talk one. And I think just to do quickly, I'm going to use white. This one says, today is full of possibilities. Now, I like to cut them apart. You don't have to. You could just put that right on there. But I like to put, today is full of possibilities. And I'm cutting those apart with my scissors. And I'm going to use my vintage photo and go around the edges of the stickers. And like I said, you could use your rubber stamps and just stamp a cool sentiment on there. There's all different ways. If you had really good handwriting, you could write something on there. You could use your alphabet stamps, and you could stamp that way, just stamp a word. I'm going to use my Nouveau Deluxe clear drying craft glue, And I'm going to put a little bit of that on the back of these stickers because now that I've been handling them so much, they tend not to stick very well. So I'm just kind of setting them down where I think I might want them today. Is full of possibilities. And isn't it though? I have to tell you a little exciting news. Let's put this down then, and I will. You can move them around a little bit, and the glue is going to dry clear. So if you get a little bit on the background, it's okay. Today is full of possibilities. Okay, wasn't that easy? Now, like I said, I'm going to link everything for you. And another tip I wanted to give you, I got out my glitter pen here. Now, I have to see who this is by. Spectrum Noir, and it's a sparkle glitter pen. There's several different kinds on the market. And I put some of that on some of the flowers when I was doing my other sample cards. And yeah, that looks really cool. Can you see the sparkle? Love it. Okay, I hope you liked that kit, and I think they are super great fun. Now, before we go, I want to show you, I'm going to do a little brag here, Somerset Studios. If you get any type of craft magazine, which they are mostly going by the wayside because they're expensive, I'm sure, to print, and with COVID, a lot of the magazine companies went out of business. I love to have craft magazine, and I subscribe now to this one and another one, and I'll get that quick for you. And it's called In Her Studio, and it is all about people's craft studios. Isn't that cool? I just received my first one, and I'm on like page 13 because I read every word in these magazines. You can get the subscription. I'll put a link below. I think I can even get you a coupon, something like that. But one of my goals for 2021, which who knows what was going to happen, was to get an article published in Somerset Studios. And I got it done, which is crazy. It's on page 132. And there's two of my pieces of art. These are those little, what did I call them? Art garden. I don't know what I call them. Treasure tins. That's what I call them. They're made out of kind of like Sucret's box or Andy's mint boxes. Android. I don't know what they're called, mint boxes. I have a video I can link up here for you, and you could see the video on those. But I was so excited about getting that published in the magazine. I thought it was so great. So I just wanted to kind of brag that up. You know, everybody's got to brag a little bit, but I highly recommend this magazine. I highly recommend this magazine. I just got it. They're both by the same company. And then I also have another magazine that comes out, and it's called Rubber Stamper Madness. And it's definitely been a great month for me because they published some of my art on page 55 of that magazine. So things are happening. I was pretty excited about that, and I definitely wanted to share that with you because, if we don't share our successes with each other, sometimes just nobody will know, right? Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed your cards. I hope you try them. I will make sure I link everything below for you, and I'll leave pictures at the end with all of my finished cards. And as you can see, there's going to be lots and lots and lots of beautiful cards to give out to friends and family when you're done with this wonderful kit. I hope you had fun. Thanks for stopping. And definitely next week we're going to do an art journal page because I can't wait to get back into my art journals. Have a great week, and thanks again for stopping by.